Spectres Reborn. Chapter 1, The Summons. The city of Sharn, towering and ever-bustling, felt heavier in recent days. Thune, the bugbear tactician, sat in a dimly lit chamber of Citadel Tower, his sharp claws idly tracing patterns on the table. His once pristine military armor now bore the marks of time, its sheen dulled but its presence commanding. In his hands, a sealed letter from King Boranel of Breland, a letter with orders no one else could execute. The Spectres had to rise again. The summons brought memories rushing back, of covert raids in hostile lands, orchestrated coups, and shadowy operations that shaped the continent's post-war politics. Thune had built the Spectres from nothing, molding his recruits into a seamless unit, capable of dismantling kingdoms from the inside. Now the stakes were higher. The Mournland awaited, a cursed, lifeless expanse where Sire once stood. An impossible mission demanded impossible soldiers. Chapter 2. Zerkok the Berserker. In a small harbor town far to the south, the scent of brine and sweat filled the air as Zerkok hauled crates onto a ship. The massive hobgoblin loomed over the other workers, his eyes burning with barely contained fury. Even in exile, the legend of the Goblin King had grown. His berserker rage had turned him into an unstoppable force, though it had also driven him to the brink of madness. When Thune appeared on the docks, Zerkok's lips curled into a snarl. "Still a king in chains, I see," Thune remarked dryly, holding out a scroll with the royal seal. "The king calls Zerkok. Breland needs its monster." Zerkok stared at the scroll for a moment before ripping it from Thune's hand. "You always know where to find me, bugbear, but don't think I've forgotten who put me here." Chapter 3. Aretus, Vessel of the Ancients. At Moorgrave University, Aretus stood in front of a class of wide-eyed students, a shimmering orb of green energy floating in his palm. His voice carried the wisdom of countless lifetimes, and his movements were impossibly graceful for a being so young. But behind the calm exterior, the druid carried the burden of Nari's spirit, an ancient force that whispered of destiny and danger. Thune found Aretus in the university's grand library, a place filled with relics of a world that no longer existed. "You've been hiding too long, Aretus," Thune said, his voice low but firm. "The Mournland holds answers, ones only someone like you can uncover." Aretus turned, his glowing eyes meeting Thune's. "I've seen what lies beyond the mists." "Thune, death and ruin await. Why should I walk into that? Because if you don't, none of us will ever understand what happened that day." Chapter 4. Farium Mortax, the Living Weapon. Deep beneath Sharn, in the secretive forges of House Cannith, Farium Mortax stirred to life. The construct was a marvel of artifice, its metal frame gleaming with arcane sigils. Every movement was precise, every calculation instant. Farium was built not just to fight, but to think, to lead, and to endure where no mortal could. The artificer, Merrix de Cannith, handed Thune the control rod, his face tight with apprehension. "Farium is a prototype, more advanced than anything we've ever made. But it's unpredictable. Use it wisely." As the construct's eyes glowed to life, Farium turned its head toward. "Thune. Designation recognized. Commander Thune, mission parameters?" Thune smiled grimly. "You're about to find out." Chapter 5. Reunited. In the shadow of the Citadel, the Spectres gathered once more. Zerkok loomed with his fiery greatsword strapped to his back, his crimson eyes blazing with barely contained fury. Aretus stood with his staff, his presence radiating an ethereal calm. Farium's heavy footsteps echoed ominously, his cold gaze scanning its surroundings. And at the center stood Thune, the tactician who had forged them into legends. "I won't lie to you," Thune began. "This mission is unlike anything we've faced before. The Mournland is a place of death, corruption, and mystery. Breland needs us to take care of something in its depths. A weapon, a secret, perhaps even hope." Zerkok's laugh was low and menacing. "Hope doesn't come cheap." "No, it doesn't," Thune replied. "But the world is on the brink again. If we fail, there won't be a Breland left to fight for." Aretus nodded solemnly. "The land cries out for answers." "I'll go." Farium's mechanical voice cut through the tension. "Objective confirmed. Awaiting orders." With that, the Spectres, warriors of shadow and flame, of steel and spirit, prepared to step into the unknown. The Mournland awaited, its secrets locked behind a wall of mist. Together they would uncover the truth or die trying. The Spectres were reborn,